Before we can go into chapter 3.4, there's two handouts you absolutely have to have, and you absolutely have to know how to use. It's this one, basic functions and their graphs. Now, this handout has 6 basic graphs that absolutely go through 0, 0, and 1.1. And now you see why, and let me clear that off. Now you see why I have to set this thing up properly, because it makes the lines really, really fat if I don't set it up right. There we go. That's properly done. So 0, 0, and 1, 1. All right. So 0, 0, x equals 1, y equals 1. X equals 0, y equals 0, x equals 1, y equals 1. Every single one of these, 0, 0, 1, 1. All 6 of them. So, how neat is that? Now, the nice part about this is the asymptotes. This is, I call this the butterfly shape. It's actually the rational equation, which is the polynomial fraction. The horizontal asymptote, or line that it doesn't cross, and the vertical asymptote, the line it can absolutely never cross the vertical asymptote. It actually can cross the horizontal a limited number of times, but that's neither here nor there. What I want to get to is this. The intersection of the vertical and horizontal asymptotes on 1 over x is 0, 0. And then it actually does go through 1, 1. Now, if you manipulate it, and that goes for any of these, if you manipulate it, it doesn't have these 2 points. It'll have different points. But anyways, the basic line, and I know it shows f of x, I could also say y equals. F of x is just a fancy way of saying y equals. So y equals x. Y equals x squared. Y equals x cubed. The square root of x, the cube root of x, and the absolute value of x. Notice absolute value and the square x squared. This is called a quadratic. These are similar. The only difference is this one's curved and that one has straight lines. This has a U shape on the bottom. This is pointed on the bottom. You absolutely have to know these, or at least have these copied down. But these are a must to know. The other handout you have to know is the transformation page. All right? And both of these handouts are in your Chapter 3 documents. It's in the Chapter 3 folder, helpful handouts or documents, something like that. But you'll find them in your Chapter 3 folder. When changing Y, do as it says. It changes Y when it is outside parentheses from the X. Notice, and there's only 3 of these on this one that you need. You need these 2, and you need this one. If you were at Somerset, you would need all of them. But we're not at Somerset. Notice this +2 is on the outside of the parenthesis. -2 is on the outside of parenthesis. Minus is in front, outside the parenthesis. Now, it moves up 2 spaces. It moves down. The main thing is moves up, moves down. How many depends on what this number is. Okay? This minus in front flips it upside down. Don't worry about x-axis. Flips it upside down. That's what the key is. Now, it changes x, which means you do the opposite of what it says when it is inside the parenthesis with the x. And you'll understand more about what I'm talking about when we get into it. Okay? Now, notice that says plus on the inside, but this says you minus. Now, X direction moves left and right. Left or right. Notice this was up or down. Y is in the up-down direction. X is in the left-right direction. So when you add, you think you should be moving right, but this thing moves left. By the way, these are the only 2 that you need. And when you minus, this says you add. So you're actually moving to the right. Out. So you're doing the opposite. Doing the opposite. This one and the basic graphs and their functions, those 2 handouts are absolutely key for chapter 3.4. So, make sure you print these off and make sure you use them when you're doing the homework.